Oh my god, this looks funny. It looks so bad. Hey guys, if this is your first time clicking to watch any of my videos, my name is OHEMAA. Welcome if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for coming back to watch this video. I mean, do you notice anything has changed on my channel? I mean, something is definitely different, you know? Something is different. I just quite can't put my finger on it, but something is definitely different, you know? So today I'm going to show you the Pretty Rich collection by Too Faced. I'm going to try to use it and see how it works on my skin tone. I mean, the palette especially looks... And I am also going to answer some of your questions that you sent to me on Instagram. Of course, I asked a question of, you know, just ask me anything about growing up in Ghana. So I decided to just go ahead and include that in this video. So it's going to be like a chit chat showcase of the Too Faced Pretty Rich collection. So if you want to see the collection and if you want to hear answers to some of the questions that you guys asked me, then keep on watching. You're a rolling stone, but I'm a cannonball. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eyes. I am gonna prime my eyelids with the Carity Pre-Shadow. Okay, so the first question on my list is, how was it growing up in Ghana, and at what age did you travel to America? It was good, you know, like growing up in Ghana was good. But I went to a really good school. I had amazing friends. It was good food. I went to boarding school. I was 17 when I migrated to America, and I was actually in boarding school at that time whenever I had to come. So my next person says, hey, I'm from Trinidad. What was your education system like? So education system in Ghana is really, really strict. Most of the schools over there are private schools. You can go to a public school. I know a few people that went to public schools, but almost everybody I knew went to a private school. They have grades. You know, there's a pre-K, the regular pre-K or whatever, and then once you're, I think, 5 or 6, if I'm not mistaken, you go to class 1. We go by classes, and then from class 1 to class 6, and then at class 6, you go to JSS, which is junior secondary school, which is at, essentially, most of the time it's at the same school, and then you take your entrance test, and then you get to apply to boarding schools or any secondary schools that you want. The elementary school is a class 1 through class 6. The middle school, what you guys would call middle school, is the junior secondary school, and then your high school is actually our senior secondary school. And at high school, most parents send their kids away to go to boarding school and, you know, study and live there. You essentially live there majority of the time out of a year. You only come home a few times a year until you take your test. So I have the, what is this? The Pretty Rich palette, and this is the Diamond Light eyeshadow palette. It looks like I can use Oh That's Rich in this palette, and that's this shade over here. So I'm gonna try to use, I only want to use the one palette. I don't want to have to dip into other palettes to try to achieve a look, because if you want to get it, I just want to make sure that it's something that you can buy, you know. So I'm gonna use Oh That's Rich in my crease, and I'm gonna blend it out because there's nothing else in here I can actually use. I can actually use that will show up on my skin tone. Of course, everything else will just blend out Oh That's Rich. Okay, back to the growing up in Ghana. Once you finish secondary school, you go to the university, which is what most people do. And for boarding school, well, for secondary school, which is your high school, it you usually have a boys school or a girls school. I went to a mixed school, so one side was like on top of a mountain, but it was in like a mountainous area. Okay, so in that area, the, you know, like one side of the campus is the boys dormitory, and then you have to walk all, it's like almost like 3 miles to the girls dormitory, and before you get to where the girls actually sleep, there is like a series of houses like in the way, and that's where the teachers sleep. So on the girl side has the house mothers or the house madams, and those guys keep an eye on the road to make sure that the boys are not going to the girl side and the girls are not going to the boys side. But of course, when it's classes, you know, when classes are in session, you can go anywhere you want, you know. So you can imagine people got in a lot of trouble because it was a bunch of boys and girls with all these raging hormones working around. I never saw anything. Where specifically in Ghana did you live, and how many years did you spend in Ghana? So I was born in Tema. Okay, so there is Accra, which is the capital, and then it's a little bit that way. there is another town or city called Tema. It's a harbor town, and that's where I was born and that's where I grew up. I lived in Community 9 on Y Road, and that's the Sarkodie, the Ghanaian artist, actually grew up like a few houses up the lane from me. So my mother keeps saying, "Remember him? Remember him?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I remember." And I lived there for 17 years, so I came when I was 17. I'm answering the questions and I'm not doing my makeup. And I think because it's Christmas, we should do something glittery. So I'm gonna use diamonds for breakfast and fluent in diamonds. Put that on my eyelids. But first, I'm gonna cut my crease, of course. So Ifya, I'm pretty sure your name is Ifya because I know you watch my channel, and if I'm wrong, just comment down below and let me know. But you just asked me what profession did I want to get into, law or medicine, because that's what we all want to do. That is true. That is essentially all we were ever told existed in the world. So you either wanted to be a doctor, or, well, actually, nobody told me anything about being a lawyer, but my aunt is actually a lawyer. I wanted to be a neurosurgeon, actually. Okay, so I think the line is good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and put the glitter glue. Okay, so I'm taking Fluent in Diamonds, which is the gold glitter shade, and I'm pressing that on the outside of this look. And I'm just gonna place, what is it called? Diamond for breakfast in my inner part of this cut crease. And let's read the next question. Which city, so if you asked again, which city did you grow up in and how old were you when you came to the US? So if I grew up in Tema, and I was 17 when I came to the US. I went to New York when I first landed, fresh off the plane. Yeah, I remember there was a light dusting of snow on the ground. It wasn't like really, really snowy, but it was cold as fuck, man. So I'm taking Fluent in Diamonds and I'm gonna use it to blend out the two because the shade contrast is crazy. So somebody asked how was it for me. It was fun. Growing up in Ghana was fun. I had a lot of friends, people that I'm still friends with now. If nothing at all, I remember my friends. We had a lot of fun together. So someone asked what was my pastime, as in, things you do for, if I wasn't at school, there was this huge manhole in front of my house that I would go sit on it because all the kids in the neighborhood would come hang out over there, so you got to see your friends and talk to people, and but the problem is, even though the manhole was right outside the house, I wasn't allowed to go outside. So whenever there was nobody at home, that's when I would go sit over there. And just keep in mind that you're sitting over there keeping an eye out on the road to make sure that nobody's coming home to catch you not being home. And the thing is, the girl whose house was in front of, like, at, at the edge of the street, who could probably see anybody that was coming home, was my friend. Her name is Abigail. She's actually here in Maryland too. So if she was sitting over there with a group of our friends, and I was sitting on this side with a group of our friends, if they saw somebody coming home that was coming to my house, they would yell, and I would just drop everything and run home. So you run home, you open the gate, you close it, and then you go away in the back so you can calm down and act like you're doing something. Because of course, if they catch you out of breath, they're gonna know that you were no, you were outside and you were running back inside. So you have to have people at the front who act as watchmen that will alert you if somebody's coming home so you can run home. If you were in a school, you have to be studying. If you're not studying, you cannot have fun, because what is fun? There was also a thing we did where everybody would bring something different from their house so we can have like a cookout. I don't know what else to call it. It was like we all went to one person's house with an ingredient, and then whoever knew how to cook the best out of all of us would make food, and we would share it, and we'd just hang out and eat. And I think that the food that was the most easiest to make was rice and stew. So somebody would bring like a few cups of rice, somebody would bring some tomatoes, somebody would bring some fish, some onions, some spices, a pot maybe, some coal so we can make the fire, because there was no stove. Okay, there wasn't gas. You need to go get some charcoal and the coal pot, the coal pot. It's supposed to be coal pot, but we call it coal pot. Okay, so you got the coal pots and you bring it out, and then they make the fire. You put the coal in there, you put the kerosene on top, you light a match, and you just let the coal burn a little bit, and then once it gets really hot, you turn off the flame, and then you put your pot on it. bam, start cooking, yo. So yeah, and then they would make the food, and after they made the food, we would divvy it up, and would all just hang out and eat it. See, I get so excited when I talk, and I talk so fast that I have to like slow down and enunciate my words, because if not, I don't pronounce my words. That's why I talk slow sometimes, and I think that's what makes my voice like deeper or whatever. Kamafo asked if I ever got beat in school. Of course I got beat in school. Who went to school in Ghana that can say they didn't get beat in school? That is the favorite pastime of the teachers. I think some people become teachers only so they can beat kids. Like you talk in class, in every class has a class prefect, right? And the job of the person is to make sure that all the other students follow the rules, okay? And if you are a prefect, like during certain times of the day, the teachers leave and they tell you to study. So while you're supposed to be studying, if you're talking, the prefect will write your name down for the teacher. And if the teacher came back and your name was on that list, you get called out. You go to the front of the class and you get some lashes. Okay, like this round cane that they use. The closest thing I can compare it to for you to understand would be a like a skinny bamboo stick, and it's round and it whips in the air. Like if you whip it around, oh, and if you're a girl, you have to hold your skirt tight to your bottom, and your teacher will whip you. And if you're a boy, you just stand there and you get whipped. Unless your pants are baggy, then you get told to hold it so that it's tight against your skin. But yeah, being beat in school is a constant. Everybody got beat in school. I didn't get beat in secondary school though. So somebody asked if I were a city girl or a country girl, and I am a city girl through and through. Guys, I forgot how perfect Chestnut is for me. So this is the highlighter brush that came with the set. Does it already have highlighter in it? No, it doesn't. You're supposed to use it to apply the highlighter. The whole time I thought this thing already had highlighter in it. So like you like shake it a little bit and the highlighter comes out and you use it, but it's not. It actually has, you just use it with the highlighter. So I'm gonna take diamond light highlighter, and it looks like this. Mine has fallen out of the thing, so I can't really pick it up for you to see, but this is what that looks like. That's all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. The way this thing is set up, if you're not careful, if you're as dark as me, if you're not careful, it will take over. That's it. Ooh, okay. I think that's enough highlighter. If I don't want to ruin it. Talking about what to do for fun, there is also an event called Fanfare, at least when I was there, where, they set up, like, it's on a school campus, and they set up some music equipment and like a performance stage. It's like a big fair except with music and a whole bunch of teenagers, sneaking around to try to get in, because personally they wouldn't let me go. So if I wanted to go, I had to sneak out the house and say I was going to go visit my grandma, but then, just swing by over there, meet my friends, hang out for a bit, and then continue on to my grandma, because I do have to show up at my grandma's house. If you actually got to show up, you tuck your clothes in your backpack, and you show up there. You try to be cute, but not too cute, because you don't want to get in trouble just in case somebody sees you. And if you got found out, you get punished, and you take your punishment, which is usually you get beat. Okay, so I feel like some of the glitter pieces have fallen off. It could be because of the way my eyes are set up. Okay, I'm lining my eyes with the NYX matte liquid liner. So yeah, let me know down below where you're from. Let me know how it was growing up in your country. If you're from America, still let me know how it was growing up over here. Lippies that come in the set are all shimmery or glitter toppers. And I want a matte kind of lip. So I have a combo. So I have this two combos from Colored Rain, and this is the shade Satin Cream and whatever. I'm lining my lips with the Mented Cosmetics Dope Liner. Oh my god, this looks funny. It looks so bad. I'm gonna go over it with a black liner. Okay, so I'm going in with the shade Whatever. Who doesn't love a good reddish brown lip? So I was talking the whole time and nothing was recording. Okay guys, so I'm here for my lips. I actually just wish I had just used only whatever, but my plan was to use both whatever and satin cream, so that's exactly what I did. Lips look like with the matte. Of course I'm gonna put one of the Pretty Rich collection shades on top, but you guys, I'm gonna put one of the glosses on top. I'll use Sunset Crush because Sunset Crush kind of looks like it's a little bit closely matched to my, you know, it's so pretty. Look at it. Okay guys, so this is it. You know, this is the finished look finally. Nothing more is coming on top of this. So I honestly feel like the glosses are gorgeous. I mean, I used a few of them in there and they're really really pretty. I've seen the shades of them. They're really nice. I mean, judging by this one, it's not like a wet gloss and it won't like break up the matte. It hasn't broken up the matte that I had under it. So it's not like a wet oily gloss, but it's definitely shimmery and you can see that it's very shimmery. Um the highlighters are reflective as you can see and they're really finely milled, like, you know, like with the shade that I tried, it's not like, it's hardly visible on my face and it's not like chunky glitter where, you know, as dark as I am, if I use highlighters that's a little chunky, it shows up on my face in a weird kind of way and I don't like how it shows up. But this one doesn't show up that, you know, it doesn't look bad, number one. And number two, you get like a really significant amount in there, and if you're dark like me and you overdo it, you're gonna have to redo your face or put powder over it or something because they're really reflective. um the the glitter mask I will use in another video, probably some quick Instagram video, you know, or I'll just use it in a video over here. I like masks. It's just that plain and simple. The only negative thing I have to say about the entire collection is that the palette does not have enough shades, transition shades for darker people. But if you like Too Faced and you just wanted to pick it up, I mean, it wouldn't be bad because the glitter in there is gorgeous. I've been trying to stay away from glitter for a while now, you know, but yeah. Okay, guys, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about growing up in Ghana, just leave them down below and I will try to answer them in my next video. If not, then I'll just probably make another whole video about this. Was I looking at myself the whole time I was talking to you guys? I hope not. In my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and thank you for your questions. I really hope that I answered them because I was trying to do my makeup and answer questions at the same time, and at some point I just stop and come back to it. Oh, by the way, if you watched this far, I'm just going to tell you about the hair. This is hair from Mercy Hair Extensions. It is, I don't know the lengths of it, but I will ask her what lengths they are. The closure is a 4x4 closure that I plucked and uh what is it, free sprayed in place so it hasn't moved. That's why it hasn't moved. I hate when the hair goes and covers my face and I can't see anything. But yeah, it's really pretty. It's Indian hair. So this is two bundles and a little bit of another bundle of the third. She sent me four bundles because I thought I could handle four, but this is three bundles um of virgin wavy curly hair, and this hair gets really super big. So if you can get two bundles, then two bundles would do you just fine. You don't need any more than that, okay? My holiday look is complete, you guys. This is so cute. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.